Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I am Sandra Priestley. Welcome to our podcast. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I got to tell you, this
Yeah.
morning I work out from home, right? And I work out to a body, it's now called program, Belvital. So I started my workout. It was 51 minutes today. It's like Pilates with like a pseudo reformer Pilates.
Mhm.
And I dragged my ass through that workout. And I was paying attention to my inner thought track, right? Like my inner talk track. It was fascinating to watch because every 20 seconds is like, are you fucking shitting me? More abs? I don't really need to do this. I can just I'll do bird dog instead of do the plank, right? It was fascinating because every single opportunity, I just felt tired this morning. And so she would say, and if want a modification, you can do this. Every single one, I was saying to myself, I'll just do the modification. And then I was like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other.
Mhm.
You know, the devil's like, just do the modification. And the angel's like, you don't need the modification, girl. What are you doing? And the devil's just like, fuck it. You've done lots. Your abs are sore. Like it was the coolest experience.
Yeah. When you're
The
aware of
angel
your
won.
thoughts. Yeah.
Yes, the angel won.
Good.
But wow,
Muzzle that
I'm
devil.
telling you, it was like I went through so many things of like, well, what is it? What do you want? Right? Like the Leigh Kubin of it all. But it's like, well, but what do you want here? Can you do this? Can you hold this plank for this long? Can you like pull straps and hold this plank? Yes. Do I want to? No. But can I? Yes. Will I? I guess so.
Mhm.
But it's amazing. I don't know. I think it's amazing when we can be so intentional and so aware of like everything that's like everything has a meaning and everything can be a lesson. And there's always that inner thought process that we get to control
Yeah.
and we can
We don't
shift.
necessarily have control of the thought that pops in our head in a moment, but
Right.
we have control on what we do with that thought and the story that we attach to it.
Right. What was that thing that I had heard that one time? I think I said it on this podcast, but like your initial response is not within your control, but the secondary ones and anything after that is.
Yes.
So, like, your subconscious mind is kicking in, going, fuck it, Sandra, you don't need to hold the plank.
Mhm.
But we get to override it.
Mhm.
We get to override that first thought.
I was in a
And
yoga
yeah,
class once and we were doing headstands.
oh,
And the first thing that pops into my mind was, I can't fucking do a headstand. Are you kidding? Now I am in my 30s. So I'm significantly younger than I am now. But I was like, yeah, no.
right.
And that was like, I'm not even going to try. And then
Yeah.
the instructor said, you are not your body. You tell your body what to do. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, that's something I've never contemplated before.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just going to tell my body to stand on its head and I'm going to see what my body does. I mean, I don't really think it's going to work, but she says it, I'm going to try it. So it was
Yeah.
more to prove her wrong, not verbally,
Yeah. Yeah.
but in my mind to be like, dumbass, you don't know anything. You know, I
Yeah.
was standing on my head within 30 seconds. And it freaked me the fuck out because
Wow.
then I was like, as I was getting in the pose and going up, going, you can't do this. What if you can? Just tell your body to fucking do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it did.
It's a wall.
But no, I was not up against a wall. I was in the middle of the room. And it was
That's so impressive.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because I mean, can your body do it? Sure, but can you balance there? Like I would be,
But I mean, I had my hands there to help.
right.
We had to balance without resting against anything. And she's just like, tell your body to do it. Your body will do it. And it did. It's crazy. Mhm.
Tell my
And
body just release the inflammation. I'm gonna try.
yeah. So,
Why
and
not?
we'll come back around to the body in a minute.
Hmm.
But I've got to tell you, last, I think it was last Thursday after we finished recording, Paul and I went plant shopping
Oh,
because I
what
wanted
plant
to
did
get
you
it
get?
done
What
during
plant did
those
you get?
3 days.
Yes.
So I think it was on the 19th.
Okay.
And it was the last day of that 3 day window where they were like, get your stuff, like for the Chinese New Year, get it done.
Yeah.
You got 3 days to get things moving.
Hmm.
And so, I got that pot in Japan, and
Yeah.
I had Googled meanings, flowers and their or plants and their meanings. And I was looking for things with that required low light, and I found four that really represented everything that I wanted to create
Oh,
in this upcoming year. And so we go and we find the plants. It was a ZZ plant. It's a lucky bamboo. It was a heart shaped something, big long word. And it was a snake plant.
oh,
And so these all represented, like when I told them, this is what I want this year, they're like, these are options. Well, I just was like, well, I'm just going to get them all. And
yeah, yeah.
they had
Cool.
50 of them, but they didn't have the lucky bamboo. And I was like, you know what? No big deal. And I said, do you have Buddha pots? And so Paul and I go out to look around for these Buddha pots, which we did eventually find, and they were $250. Did I tell you this?
No.
$250 for a Buddha pot. And I was like,
No
love it.
thanks.
Because we couldn't see him. We walked by him and we couldn't see him. And when the guy brought me to them and I saw him and then I saw the price, I said, oh, that's why I didn't see him, because I'm not spending $250 on a pot.
All right.
So when we're out there looking for the pots and then we come back in and he goes, I said, there's no Buddha pots. And then he took me out there and showed me. He said, but while you were looking, I found a surprise for you. And I'm like, oh, what did you find? He said, I found you a lucky bamboo. I said, of course you did. Because I released it. I was like, if I'm supposed to have it, I'm going to find it. I'm not stressing about
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
poof, it shows up.
So how many stalks does it have? You know? Because
Nine.
the number of stalks, oh,
Yeah. And I have
cool.
it in rocks with water.
Nice.
So we leave this plant shop and we go to Red Lobster to celebrate
Mhm.
new beginnings, everything that's coming, all of that. And on the way there, there's so much traffic. And it's like every single time, like we go there twice a year,
Mhm.
sometimes just once. But I want to say for the last 5 years, anytime we are headed there, we get delayed. The traffic to where almost I was like, maybe we should just pick another place. And then it's
Mhm.
like, no, we have to go to Red Lobster.
Like every time you go to, like even in past or just this
Yeah,
time?
probably over the last 5 years. Ever, like
Wow.
one time there was an accident where a guy flew off a motorcycle off of the overpass, like he got hit and flew over. I mean, that like where things are just completely backed up.
I would absolutely be the one that goes, I think these are signs.
Well, I think they were,
Okay.
but I was like,
Yeah.
no, do I want
Gotta
to
go.
show that I can push through? So we get there.
Right.
and they seat us in an area where there's not a whole lot of people there, Sandra. It's
I
6
know.
o'clock.
It's so sad. I
It's
don't see a lot of, I love Red Lobster, but I don't see a lot of people going there
it's
anymore.
so sad.
It's, I
And
know.
so they seat us up front. There's no one there. And we sit there for 10 or 15 minutes before anyone even comes to check on us. And I'm like, wow, it's kind of taken a while. And Paul's like, yeah, but we're not going to let it bother us. And I'm like, nope, no, we're not. And so the guy comes over. He's like, has anyone checked on you? And I said, no. And so he takes our drink order. And I think we even just go ahead and order our food. And, we share a plate. And then we ended up getting calamari because I'm like, we're going to have leftovers of this. So we should probably enjoy some calamari and then we'll have that. And then probably 3 of us could eat. We can eat with Easton with the leftovers. And we get the food and the service is terrible. It's just, there's no real conversation. It's almost like, I got to take care of you kind of thing. The food is blah. We don't really eat like that anymore.
Hmm.
The atmosphere sucks. And I'm sitting there and I went, oh shit, we've outgrown this place. This is no longer our place. Like, we need to be celebrating somewhere that's more aligned with who we are. This used to be our place, and we have beautiful, amazing memories that I will cherish forever. But it doesn't mean I have to keep going back there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went, oh shit, how am I going to tell this to Paul? And it was really like confusion because it was this feeling of, this is where we started and this is our tradition and I should continue with this tradition. But it doesn't really fit anymore. It's not who we are and it's not where we're going.
Yeah.
And there was this internal struggle, like, how am I supposed to feel about this?
I
And
feel the exact same way. It's fascinating. But in the same way as like when you outgrow friends,
yeah, yeah.
like
And there's just
we,
nothing in common and nothing to talk about. And
right. And it feels sad. It feels like, I don't know, you're like letting go of something that meant so much to you and it's hard to walk away from, but at the same time sometimes we're holding on to it and it's an anchor in a
yeah,
place where we don't want to be anymore, we aren't anymore, so
mm-mm,
it kind of drags us back.
mm-mm.
Like I do think we should be stretching ourselves, and I kind of have the same thing with this company's coming series of cookbooks. So from the time that I was probably 16 years old, I think my grandma gave me my very first Company's Coming cookbook, and I have 200 plus of these cookbooks
Yeah.
this in this series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many they've now, probably 300, 350, I don't know. It's a lot of freaking cookbooks in this series. And it's interesting because I was like, oh, new cookbook, gotta get it. New cookbook, gotta get it. Like, even if I didn't love what it was, it's like preserves. Okay, well, I need it because it goes in my collection. It's the only thing I've ever collected. I don't like collections. So it's the only thing I've ever collected. And I'm like, I don't make preserves, but sure, gotta have it. And after 200 of them, and after the original author, Jean Perret, she retired and her kids took over, it was like this relief because I could stop collecting because Jean herself stopped creating them. But what was fascinating is I was buying them because I'd started collecting them.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't actually using them.
Mm-hmm.
And my palate my cooking ability had improved so much that I wanted to cook Bobby Flay recipes,
Wow.
not Jean Puree recipes with canned tomato Campbell soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to create like chimichurri sauce and compound butter on my steaks and like all of these fancy things. But it felt like grief in a way
Yeah.
to let
Yes.
it go,
Yeah. Mm.
which is wild because we should celebrate. We shouldn't be grieving that part of us
Mm.
that we're growing from. It's just what we know, it's
Yeah.
comfort.
Yeah. And I had to sit there and go, I don't think I'll ever be in a Red Lobster again. This is
Right.
the last time. And then it was like,
Oh, but where are we going to go and celebrate, right? Like I'm thinking, whoa, is it going to be Mexican? Like, what are you going to, where
no, yeah, I
are we
think
going to
it's going
go?
to continue to be seafood.
Mm.
But like there's a place called Perla's down on Congress, downtown Austin, that I love. I love the vibe. I love the way I feel when I walk in there. It is high end, it's expensive, but it's delicious. And the service, oh,
Really?
and so I told when I'm telling Paul this, I'm like, how do you feel about this? He goes, yeah, I think we have outgrown that place. Yeah. Like it was like not even a thing. Yeah,
Oh,
we can move on.
here you are like, oh, how am I going to tell Paul? He's going to be
Yeah.
devastated.
And he was
And
like,
he's
yeah,
like,
where are we
yeah,
going?
sure. I think I got to go back and look, but I think Sarah Blakely, if I'm not mistaken, I think she celebrates at Red Lobster. I think the very first like sales milestone, I think she took her team to Red Lobster, I believe, and I think they still go every once in a while to celebrate there.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I mean, I'm sure billionaire Sarah Blakely with her Spanx and her sneaks, and I'm pretty sure she can go elsewhere. you
Well, and
know,
for us, it wasn't about
it's not even
how
the
much
money.
we were going to spend.
Yeah.
It was the memories and the things that
Yes.
happened to us in that space. Well, it wasn't a
Yeah.
space, it was
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And it was our openness and alignment. And I
Yeah.
associated it with something outside of me. And
Mhm.
that is not how any of this works.
No, but isn't it interesting how we outsource
Mm-hmm,
so much?
mm-hmm,
I had this conversation with my daughter, and I was saying, like, if we outsource our like calm, like if we feel anxious, and the way that we calm our anxiety is by looking to someone else, something outside of ourselves, we're actually not calming the anxiety, not for real.
mm-hmm.
It's like a Motrin,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like it's not stopping that process. It's not, it's just of like a fake
Mm-hmm,
painkiller.
mm-hmm,
That's what it's like. And so anytime we outsource anything from outside of ourselves, not good.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's very common. I like
Well,
if I
because
pay
that's what,
attention to how many things I outsource in a day, it's probably shocking, right?
but that's what we're taught. We're not taught.
True.
Maybe you were, but I was not, that the power is within me. It was
Yeah.
always out there and I was missing it and I needed to get it. And I was unworthy,
Yeah. Right.
but that is not the truth. It is all within us. And now I outsource things like, okay, I'm making a list for the universe and I'm making a list
Yeah.
for me. And hey, universe, I need you to take care of this because I don't like have time or desire
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
to get this stuff done. So can you handle getting lunch picked up for me when I go to the hospital? Because I'm
Mhm.
busy. And in my head, I'm like, if it, no one ends up being able to help, I'll go get it.
Yeah.
But I let it go
I
and
love that
keep going.
story.
It
Like it's so amazing to me that like it just
in the line.
poof magically. I know.
So I outsource those sorts of things, but I know where they came from. And I
Right.
know that everything is lining up.
Yeah. I think about like, you know, when you say, well, maybe you were taught, I feel like with being raised in an alcoholic home, I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then, you know, when it didn't, or when everything was calm, then I was internally calm. That is not the messaging that my mom would give, right? Through Al-Anon, it would be like create your own peace no matter what is going on outside of you. You can create your own peace in a war zone.
Correct.
But I don't think my nervous system, I mean, my brain heard that. I think I argued it when I was younger, but I don't feel like my nervous system got the message.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, even still, I know that to be true. I think my nervous system gets the message a little bit more, but I need to, it's just like we were talking about before. My initial response is to freak the fuck out. My then my brain kicks in and I go, okay, wait, hang on. You're not going to outsource this. You can come back to center.
Mm-hmm.
You can come back to calm. Like, and it is that like devil and angel
Yeah.
sort of arguing. And like that subconscious reprogramming that I'm trying to reprogram with my conscious brain. But it's like, yeah, the initial response is to outsource, to
Mm-hmm.
panic, to wait until everything is calm. But yeah, that's like we're fascinating creatures.
So fascinating. But I did outsource 11 wishes to the universe.
No. Okay, that's so fun. Oh my God.
So
So
it
tell me.
was beautiful because it really got me on a roll of these are the things that must be done every day, no exception.
Uh-huh.
And even since I finished the wishes, I have continued with the other things I was doing. So I feel this momentum building. But when I burned the 11th wish and I was getting ready to go into the office and I texted you. And I was like, wish now? And you're like, no, you need to wait. And so I did. I waited until the next morning. And then I'm sort of rushing out the door because I'm trying to get to the office because I've got to prepare for a few clients before they get there. And so I like to get there early and just get everything done so that I can relax and be like, okay, everything's handled. And so I just grabbed the cup with the last wish in it and took it to the office with me. And so I get to the office and I open it up and it says, my body is healthy, which is one of my wishes.
And also now what you're responsible for.
And I thought, how perfect is this?
Right. That's
Like,
what happened for me too. And that's also what happened for Shay when she did hers. It was like, oh my God. And of course, this would be the one. Of course, this would be the wish.
mm-hmm.
Of course, because this one thing makes so much sense that I would be, it's magical. I'm telling you, it feels like magic, the one that's left.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
I love it. So,
it
what are
is,
you going to do when it's my body is healthy? What is your plan? How are you going to, because this 12th wish is yours to come, like yours to work on. So,
well, I'm
what
looking
do
at it as
you
like
decide to
body,
do?
mind, spirit.
Yeah.
And so doing things to calm my mind, to
Hmm.
focus on what I want, to feel good, to even what I'm putting in my body and what
Yeah.
I'm eating, and being more mindful of, yeah, you probably don't need Red Lobster. you know?
Yeah.
But making like tonight, Paul's like, what do you want? And I'm like, we've got some chicken in there. Why don't we slice it up and make a beautiful salad? And it's warm outside. We're going to go on a walk. I'm going to probably get some stuff done out in the backyard. I'll feel full of energy when we're done, but I'll be full and satisfied. And we're moving our bodies more. Like I'm just seeing
Yeah.
all of these natural things sort of where I've just got this urge to do this.
Mm-hmm.
He texted me the other day and he said, how about pasta Alfredo for dinner? And I'm like, pasta? No, we don't need pasta. And it's that sort of thing. Whereas before it'd be like, okay, whatever. I'll just eat a little bit.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, that's not what my body wants.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that
Mm-hmm.
and where that's going to lead. And then my girlfriend texted me and she goes, how about we start working out again in the mornings?
Mm.
And I said, hold on, let me process this because I've got to get Easton up and we have to leave here for school at 7:20. And she wants to go at like 6.
Oh.
And I'm like, but let me work this out. And until Paul goes back to work, perhaps I could
Yeah.
meet you at the gym at 6. Paul can get Easton up at 6:30. Get him, like I can get up and get his clothes pressed and ready to go. Paul can feed him. He can get dressed. And then I can get back from the gym and then we can go to school.
Yeah.
And so this, we can make this work, or some nights we can go in the evenings. But it's like just naturally happening
Mm-hmm.
that these things are popping up for me to take care of my.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like what you once you set the intention, the universe comes through for you in that too, because it just like
I just,
another door opens and you walk through that door, just like Jean Perret says, right? She just a door presented itself for her. Someone made a suggestion and she did it. And then another door showed up for her and she walked through that door and she just continued, like, no matter how many how many fears she had, and no matter how many excuses she had, or no matter, it was like she just believed that this presented itself for her because she was meant to do it. So she made it work, she made it happen, even if she was nervous about it.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exciting.
know. I love it. It was the same way for me because I thought, oh my, because mine is, I release inflammation from my
Mm,
body.
mhm.
So I don't really have to worry about weight loss. I don't have to worry about any of that. I'm like, okay, inflammation, let's go.
Yeah.
And so it really is like all of a sudden I'm more focused on foods that
Mm,
like get rid of inflammation, drinking more water, drinking like things like green tea or peppermint tea instead of maybe coffee or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And like everyone's, it's like I've got that algorithm going, right? Like, similar to, like, if I were to talk about inflammation, Zuckerberg's going to send me a whole bunch of shit on inflammation. But even thinking about it, the universe sends me signs
Yeah.
too.
Always.
Mhm.
But with
Uh-huh.
that, I think we are out of time.
Wow, that went fast.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sandra. This was good.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.